Hi, I'm Kristen White here in Tampa at the Be Legendary event, and I'm here with publishing expert Justin Sachs. He's the creator of Motivational Press. And Justin, we were just talking about how powerful a book can be for a speaker.
Absolutely. It's the most important element for a speaker really to take their credibility to another level, to take them from where they are to getting on bigger stages with more people in the audience, to position them for corporate events, and to position them to get into the media.
So what kind of book are we talking about? I mean, is this a nonfiction book, a fiction book? Is this a memoir?
Most often it's a nonfiction book. It's a book that has tips, tools, and strategies. And that book will be used to really establish their methodology that they can then present to a potential speaking engagement.
So when you're a speaker, in essence, you're a thought leader.
Exactly.
And so a thought leader needs a business card, and that business card is what?
That business card is a book.
And so what kind of book? I mean, we're talking about nonfiction, but you've put together so many different successful books. Is there a little bit more detail or insight you can give us into what needs to be included in this book?
Absolutely. What we've found is that the more specific tools that you can give them, the more specific action items that you can provide make the biggest difference for people. So when they're actually reading that book, they know that after chapter 1, they're going to do these 5 to 10 action items that are going to get them into momentum on whatever you've taught them in that first chapter.
Okay, so you have a chapter, you create this overarching philosophy, and then you're saying maybe have almost like a quick start guide or a take action, 3 steps, 5 steps. Are you a big supporter of workbooks that go along with a book, or what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Workbooks or journals work really well for people to purchase both of them, especially in the corporate world. If you're doing a corporate engagement, there might be 500 people in the audience. You might be able to sell 300 to 500 different books and workbooks to their attendees because corporate event planners love to have their attendees walk out of that event with a resource that they can actually use and implement into their lives beyond that one engagement.
And I think about books. I mean, you're a publisher, and we think about books and royalties. So like most people think, oh, I'm going to write my book and become this multimillionaire, but actually that's not really true, is it?
No, it's definitely not. No, it is not a money-making endeavor in the royalties themselves. I mean, oftentimes you can make a few $1,000s, but it's not going to make the difference in your overall bottom line. What it is going to do, though, for you is allow you to get higher paid speaking engagements, where if you were charging $5,000 before, you might charge $10,000 now. And your ability to really position yourself as a higher level individual, as a higher level thought leader, as you mentioned, is really the power of having that book.
And one of the things that I think is so fascinating, and that I've been thinking about this as well, is that once you have that book done, then if you create the workbook or even a product or system, so while the book is worth $20, that product or system could be $1,000 or $1,500. And then in addition, you have all these other teaching opportunities.
Exactly. One of the things we're teaching our clients now is how to take those 10 or 15 chapters that they may have in their book, turn it into a home study course or a higher level audio program where people can now purchase that $1,000 product, that $2,000 product from you. And now you're starting to make real revenue from your book and from what your book teaches.
It's interesting. I read a statistic, I think it was in USA Today, that 8 out of 10 Americans believe that they have a book within them that they want to write in their lifetime. I mean, that's like 80%.
It's unbelievable. I mean, the number of stories that we hear on a day-to-day basis is unreal. And
right.
Yet, so many people stop themselves or put themselves down, I can never actually write it, or I have nothing to say, or it would take too long. We have authors that write books in 30 to 60 days.
Wow. It is amazing. So when you are an author and you want to get that book out there, what are some of the new innovations in the publishing world today? I mean, it's beyond just your traditional printed book.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many traditional ways to get it out there, from media to giving it to people in the back of the room, to giving it to them on a one-on-one sales conversation. But now there's actually even newer ways of sharing it. Things like social media, which isn't as new anymore.
Yeah.
But now being able to put video content and audio content within the actual book so that it's more engaging. Mm-hmm. You can use QR codes now to direct them back to your website and engage them further and get the opt-in from that. So that's another way to really enhance your interactivity and your connectivity with those listeners and those viewers.
Justin, one of the things I admire about you is you truly are an innovator and an expert in the publishing industry. And there's also a lot of other things that I know that you do, like Kindle, help with Kindle, putting your book on iPad. I've even heard now you can put your book in an app, which is just amazing.
Absolutely, and it's so fun too to be able to take a book.
I've got my app book.
And there you go. Yeah,
on my
put it
phone.
in the app, and people can actually read it while just
love
looking at
that.
their iPhone or Android.
So someone who has that book in their heart, they want to get it out there. Where can they find you?
Motivationalpress.com.
Motivationalpress.com. And I'm motivated just thinking about it. Justin Sachs, one of our amazing experts here at Be Legendary in Tampa. You got to join us the next time. Thanks, Justin.
Thanks. It was a pleasure.